Hey everyone, and welcome. Ever stop to think about what actually powers your phone, your home, or even your school? Well, today we're diving deep into the engine room of India. We're talking about its conventional energy resources. And if you're a Class 10 student, listen up, because this explainer is basically your ticket to acing that geography exam. Now, before we jump in, a quick but huge thank you to our friends over at A1 Institute for making this whole thing possible. They're all about helping students like you crush it, so definitely keep them in mind. Seriously, think about it for a second. What keeps your phone charged, gets the school bus moving, or keeps the lights on for those late-night study sessions? The answer is buried deep underground in the very energy resources that fuel our entire nation. So let's go find out what they are.
Ready to become an energy expert? Awesome! Here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the big picture. Then we'll dig into the secrets of coal, India's energy giant. After that, we'll explore the world of petroleum and natural gas. And finally, we'll see how all of this gets turned into the electricity that powers our daily lives. Don't you worry, we're going to wrap it all up with a recap that'll have you totally ready for your exams. Let's do this!
All right, first things first. What even are these conventional energy sources? Well, to put it simply, they're the traditional workhorses that have powered India for decades. We're talking about fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These are the absolute engines of our economy and industry. So let's kick things off with the undisputed king of India's energy resources, coal. Now, this isn't just some boring black rock. It's the fuel that literally powers our nation, from tiny villages to massive cities. It is so important that people often call it the backbone of our economy. Okay, now this is super interesting and a classic exam question, so pay close attention. Indian coal comes in two main ages. On one side, you've got the ancient stuff, Gondwana coal. It's over 200 million years old, and it's the really high-quality stuff we find in major river valleys. Then, on the other side, you have the much younger tertiary coal. It's only about 55 million years old, and you'll find it mostly up in the Northeast. Remember that difference: old, high quality versus young.
So, where are the hotspots for all this coal? Instead of a complicated map, here are the big names you absolutely need to memorize. We're talking about Jharia and Bokaro in Jharkhand, Raniganj over in West Bengal, and Tulchar in Odisha. These places are the absolute heartlands of India's coal production.
Now, here's the crucial point, and it comes right from your textbook. Coal is heavy, it's bulky, and it loses a ton of weight when it's burned and turns to ash. So what does that mean in the real world? Well, it means it's way smarter to build your power plant or your factory right next to the coal mine, instead of shipping all that heavy rock across the country. And that right there is why our heavy industries are all clustered around the coal fields. Makes sense, right? All right, let's switch gears from solid fuel to liquid gold. It's time to talk about petroleum, or mineral oil. It's the next major energy source in India right after coal, and it's basically the lifeblood of our entire transport sector. Plus, it's a key ingredient for so many industries, from textiles and fertilizers to all sorts of chemicals.
So how do we even find this stuff? This is pretty cool, actually. Oil forms in rocks that are porous, kind of like a sponge. And since oil is lighter than water, it naturally seeps upwards. Until it hits a layer of rock it can't get through. That non-porous rock acts like a lid, trapping the oil underneath. These traps, often in folded rock formations, are exactly where we drill to get it.
And where in India are we drilling? For your exams, you gotta remember these three heavyweights. First, Mumbai High, which is actually offshore in the Arabian Sea. Then you have Ankleshwar in Gujarat. And finally, Digboi in Assam, which has the cool title of being India's oldest operating oil field. These are the top producers you need to know. Now let's meet petroleum's cooler, cleaner cousin, natural gas. You can't see it, but this fuel is a total game changer for India. Not only is it way better for the environment, but it's quickly becoming a major player in our country's energy future. Let's see why.
So how do we get all this invisible gas to where it needs to go? Through absolutely massive pipelines. And this number right here, 1,700 kilometers, that's the length of just one iconic pipeline, the Hazira Vijaypur Jagdishpur, or HVJ pipeline. It was a landmark project by GAIL that completely transformed India's gas market.
Okay, so we've covered coal, oil, and gas. But how do we turn these raw materials into the actual power that lights up our homes and charges our devices? The answer, of course, is electricity. And you know, in today's world, you can pretty much measure a country's development by how much electricity its people use. So let's see how it's made. So, there are two main ways we do it, and this is a perfect side-by-side comparison for your answer sheet. On the left, you've got hydroelectricity. This is all about using the incredible power of fast-flowing water. It's renewable, which is awesome, and it uses huge projects like the Bakranangal and Damodar Valley dams. Then on the right, you have thermal electricity, which we get by burning those non-renewable fossil fuels. Over 2/3 of India's electricity comes from thermal power, but knowing this clear difference, renewable water power versus non-renewable heat power, is absolutely critical.
Phew, okay, let's bring it all together. We have covered a ton of ground, from the bottom of a coal mine all the way to the top of a giant dam. This next part right here is your ultimate cheat sheet, perfect for that last-minute revision.
And there you have it, everything on one screen. For coal, remember it's our most abundant fuel, and its bulkiness determines where factories are built. For petroleum, think Mumbai High and those rock traps called anticlines. Natural gas is the cleaner fuel moved around by huge pipelines like the HVJ. And electricity? Just remember the two types, hydro, which is renewable, and thermal, which isn't. This table is your key to a great answer.
And that brings us to one final thought, something to think about even after the exam is over. As India keeps growing and our demand for energy just skyrockets, how do we find the right balance? How do we balance our reliance on these traditional sources with the urgent need for a cleaner, more sustainable future? It's a huge question. We really hope this explainer helped you get ready for your exams. If it did, could you do us a huge favor? Hit that like button, share this with your friends, and drop a comment below. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe to the A1 Institute YouTube channel so you don't miss out on more awesome content just like this.
And hey, if you're really serious about your studies and you want to take your preparation to the next level with detailed notes, practice tests, and expert guidance, you should definitely get in touch with the team at A1 Institute.
You'll find the A1 Institute phone number and all their other contact info right there in the description below this explainer. Go check it out. Good luck with your studies, and we'll catch you in the next one.